Namaste, everybody. Welcome to today's live class. This is what I will call it. A lot of people attend my regular classes, but for those of you who can't attend the regular class yet, I make this extra effort, because knowledge must be shared even to those who are not able to make it to classes, right? This is my humble attempt towards that. So, today we're going to talk about a very, very important subject, and I'll just wait before everybody joins, but it's about our diet, right? Um, and there's a lot of confusion around food and around yoga, around meditation, around sadhana. What should we eat? What should we not eat? Because a lot of things are uh, you know, different from different cultures to different geographic regions. Everything is so different. How does one even come to that place of consensus that listen, all across the globe, let's admit this is what sadhana diet must look like, right? So I'll share my experiences. I'll share my perspective. I'm no authority on food and sadhana. I'm hardly somebody that has been strict about my food my whole life. I have not been. More than that, I think I am the one who I have struggled to find that answer myself in my life, right? So, what I can share with you is let's start with basic, right? Basic knowledge of food. And a little history of food is also important in this aspect. And I'll give my references, right? Food, what is food's main purpose? And a lot of people say food for the soul, food for this, food for that. Main purpose of food is one, to nourish the body. One, nourishment of the physical body, Annamaya Kosha. In the yogic community, I think this is what it's called, Annamaya Kosha. So we don't just call the body body. Actually, the yogis define the body in many more ways than it is described in your school textbooks. In the school textbook, we've only studied one body. It's called the body. But in the yogic, in our Vedic scriptures, in our texts, we did not talk about the body as just body. There's not one word for the body. So they're called koshas. Koshas are layers, right? Layers of the body. Lovely. You get a little more deeper knowledge about the body. So the layers of the body are Annamaya Kosha, which is the physical apparatus that is evident. This made of flesh and bones, right? In that we have muscles, tissues, cells, blood, or everything, right? It comes in Annamaya Kosha. Then you have the Pranmaya Kosha, right? Then we have more layers. And I talk about this in detail in the program that is about to start Chakreshwar on the 28th of this month. It's only in Hindi, so only Hindi language will be spoken there. All of you who understand Hindi can join it. Those of you who want to do the English program, please, there are recorded courses that are there on the link in the bio. You can click on that. It's an Omana Foundation Exley link, the platform that we use to conduct our courses. And there you'll find a recorded version of Chakreshwara, which you can do in English. But Hindi is starting, about to start. So, what happens in this Chakreshwara is that we talk about the other layers of the body. Because what's the purpose of sadhana, guys? First, let's understand why the hell do we even want to do sadhana? Why do we want to do sadhana? Is because we realize that we're not able to crack the matrix of life or at a physical level. Okay? At a physical level, you're not able to figure out life. So now we want to go deeper and deeper and deeper because the solution really lies at the core, at the deeper levels. The solution doesn't lie at the external. So, but still, the external is important, right? Like, it's like your hardware is the body. So, let's say I have a computer, I have a keyboard, I have a mouse. This is the hardware. This is like the Annamaya Kosha, something similar, right? But then, what is the Annamaya Kosha depending on? They're all interconnected. So, the Annamaya Kosha is linked to another kosha, and that kosha is linked to another kosha, and deeper, 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 deeper. It's all interconnected, right? So the yogis say food should nourish the body. Food should be such that it keeps the body young. It keeps the body fit. It keeps the body healthy. The yogis never said that only vegetarian food can keep the body young and healthy. It's not written anywhere. It's not written anywhere. I've read Charak Samhita. It's not written that non-veg is bad for the body. Non-veg could be very good for the body. The body could actually be stronger eating meat, animal protein. And if you look at all over India also, which is now we are a spiritual country, but if you look at this great spiritual country, oh my God, we're highly non-vegetarian. You go to the mountains, everybody eats bakro, which is goat meat. Very prevalent in the mountainous regions. Very prevalent in a big part of Rajasthan, Rajput culture communities. They eat a lot of non-vegetarian food. You go to all the ocean cities, country, states around. Sorry, states. It's still morning. I'm still a little dazed, I guess. So they focus on seafood. You look at Goa. You look at Kerala. Chennai. All these places, I see such heavy seafood consumption. Then you look at a lot of other states, and you'll see that Nagaland, Assam, they're eating everything. These tribals are very fit. They're fitter than me and you who are eating all these vegetarian diets. You go live in a tribal community, they're fit. So, from a physical point of view, these foods are seemingly better, I feel. Non-vegetarian countries, look at Europe, half of Europe, US, they're all taller, fitter, their bodies have more muscle tone, muscle mass. So when I really observed all of this, I saw a big problem in the vegetarian diet. Big problem. And the biggest problem is it has become too carb oriented. Too carb oriented. Roti dal chawal, roti dal chawal, roti dal chawal. This is not enough from a health perspective. So, vegetarian diet is good, but it needs to have a lot of emphasis on fruit. It needs to have a lot of emphasis on nuts and seeds, millets, not just gehu, not just wheat, rice, and lentils. That cannot be it because then it kind of becomes the opposite. It becomes a hazard. Why? Because you're not doing enough physical activity to digest this much carb. Then I see limitations in terms of lifestyle. Most of us who that were needing such lentil rice, people are eating 3 meals a day in a day. People are eating too much of potatoes in the name of vegetarianism. So vegetarianism does not mean all this. If it does mean that, then the health of the body should be the most important thing for you. Really, just being vegetarian to be kind is not enough because you're not being kind to the body. You're actually, a lot of people end up abusing their own bodies. You're not kind to your own body just in the name of vegetarianism. So if you're choosing to be vegetarian, you owe a lot to this body. Understand what the body needs is nourishment, right? Is your meal nourishing you? Is it nourishing your bones? Are you getting enough calcium for your bones from that? Because you have to think of the body. We are in this body. We cannot ignore the body yet, right? There is, and I've seen this time and again because I have shifted from a non-vegetarian diet to a vegetarian diet in my life, and the reasons were very different, and I'll come to that. So basically, if I talk about veg and non-veg, it's not black and white, everybody. It's not black and white. So Charak Samhita says that food should be done based on your aspiration, based on your goal. If you have to go fight a war, I don't think a sattvic diet will support you. If you have to go live in tough terrains, I don't know if a sattvic diet can support people, right? That are grahastas, that have to go to work, that have to earn a living, that have to fight modern day situations, that have to really have a lot of energy and also want to look good. You're an actor, you have certain requirements as an actor. Your profession will dictate what you should be eating. You're a sports athlete. I don't think I can give this advice to a sports athlete that listen, leave onion, garlic, leave non-veg, leave everything. No, if you have to compete on a global level with athletes that are consuming meat, that's what you've chosen. You've not chosen sitting and meditating in a cave and on the Himalayas. That's not your choice. So your diet really needs to adapt around your profession. It needs to adapt around your circumstances, your geography, your climate, what's available. I would much rather that you eat prawn than eat an avocado growing in Brazil that is flying down to meet you in Kerala. It just makes no sense to me. That's stupid. There's a lot of common sense missing these days. People are eating things that are not fresh, that are packaged protein bars, and you think that's good for the body. A packaged protein bar is going to be much better for you, for your lungs, for your liver, for your kidneys, than eating fresh, chopped non veg. Ideally, you should be getting enough from your broccoli and your peas. But as an athlete, no, it's not possible. For most people, genetics play a huge role in how your body works. It's very evident, is it not, guys? Do Asians not look different from Caucasians? And do Germans not look different from Scandinavians and from Americans or from the Brits? Or don't the Chinese look different from Sri Lankans? I mean, are we really denying genetics to that extent? This is a brainwashing, stupid brainwashing. I have an Indian DNA, right? I have an Indian DNA. My body looks different from a Spanish woman living on the second floor of my building. Okay? She also does yoga. She's also vegetarian. She also eats meat. Her vegetarian choices are very different from my vegetarian choices. My vegetarian choices are dal chawal. Her vegetarian choices are a big bowl of salad, grilled tofu, grilled paneer, broccoli, lentil, which is just sauteed. Like it's not so heavy with oils and all this. And she's just going to drizzle, she's going to have a bowl of yogurt with berries, and that's enough carb for her. She's aware of all this. So she looks very different from me. Put me on a similar diet, and I'll react very differently. My mood will be off because I've not grown up eating berries and yogurt. They've grown up with a different mindset. I've grown up with eating yogurt with sugar. You for good luck, My daddy would be like, have a chini dalo, and this woman's not gonna touch sugar. She's gonna put berries for sweetness, and I'll be like, ah. I've not grown up on blueberries. I've grown up on ghee shakkar or yogurt with gur or jaggery or like things like that. You think that will not define your experience of a diet and your experience of a life? Of course it will. Of course it will. Your genetics, your cultural, everything is going to come up. How much of it do you want to fight against? Right? I had to really train myself to change my food habits because in my house, toast and tea was what you woke up with. Tea and toast was very normal. When I discovered black coffee and coconut oil when I was in my 20s, I discovered, bulletproof coffee. It was a disgusting drink to have early in the morning. It was disgusting for me. I hated black coffee when I tasted it for the first time. I tell you this from my personal experience. I did much better on black coffee with coconut oil than I did with tea and toast. Because tea and toast was a combination that made me hungry quicker, sooner. Tea has a lot of caffeine and acidity, right? It made me hungry after just. I thought tea and toast was breakfast or it was just a good enough morning snack, but it didn't. Not having anything. Let's say I have my detox water early in the morning. Mana, I recommend that, right? So imagine you start your day with detox water. Will that determine that you don't feel hungry? No, not necessarily. Because your body will carry leptin, a lot of other DNA. It could be genetic, your predisposition for hunger. So when we started our genetics company, because my brother was a scientist who studied genetics, I understood all this beyond yoga, Ayurveda, and whatever you want to call it, right? And oh my god, everybody's processing information from food. See, food is carrying some data. It's like data, right? That's it. But your body's processing unit is processing that data differently. You eat an apple and you feel not great. Somebody could eat an apple and have a lot of energy. Your body might respond to apples very differently from my body. So when I did this, right, I started waking up because I really resonated with Bulletproof Coffee, whoever the creator of that brand was, I don't remember. I really resonated with his symptoms, brain fog, in my 20s, because I was exposed to a very high carb diet my whole, and I was an athlete. So just imagine my burnout because I came from a vegetarian family, but I was a kid growing up doing athletics. And my parents did not know that they should be feeding me broccoli, they should be feeding me excessive paneer, grilled vegetables. No. We were going back home and eating the same dal chawal roti that my 80-year-old dadi grandmother is eating, the 10-year-old kid is eating, the 50-year-old kid is eating, and no, their diets need to be different because the 80-year-old grandma has zero to no activity, the 10-year-old kid has a lot of activity. Are you giving your children the same diet that you're giving to an 80-year-old? It's insane, right? It didn't work. It caused a lot of health issues in the family, right? Nobody was conscious of all this. So can I tell you, diet really predominantly will depend on your lifestyle, on your activity, on your genetic predispositions. There's a lot of factors. It cannot be black and white that everybody should just eat like this. If there was a one method, a book, I'm sure the Hindus would have written it. They didn't write a book that says this is good and this is bad, right? They say what is your goal? An athlete's goal, I don't think, is longevity, living till they're 80. An athletic goal is probably winning competitions and dying early. It's okay. They don't want to be that 80-year-old that's sitting around playing with their grandchildren. Maybe they don't want to even live that long. They want to live fiercely, passionately. They want to come, boom, and exit. Is your right? So Yogesh, actually, black coffee really did it for me, and with coconut oil, or he gives tea oil, and I did this for years, decades of my life. It's only recently, for a few years, I left coffee. For the last few years, I left my black coffee, and it's only because I wanted to step into the world of sadhana deeper, and because that is what is told to us, right? That coffee, tea, all this is not good for you. I disagree with that. I don't think it's not good for you. I think it's very good for you. It's very good for obese people. It's very good for people who have a sluggish lymphatic drainage system. I think black coffee is amazing for people who have a lot of hunger. Obesity will kill you faster than black coffee. Let me tell you that. Yes, but black coffee might come in the way of deep meditation because it overstimulates the nervous system. So if sadhana is the goal, black coffee is not right. It's too much agitation of the, but it's great for a workout. It's great if you need activity. It's great if you want to lose weight. It's great if you want to detox the liver. If you have bloating, if you have brain fog, have a little bit of coffee, man, with coconut oil. Beat it in a blender and drink it. Also put in supplements. Ashwagandha, great in your black coffee. Perfect mix. Mushrooms, you get a lot of this cordyceps mushrooms, you get powders, source them. Shilajit is a great energy booster. But of course, we can't have it in this weather. It's gotta wait. We gotta wait till it gets a little cold. Shilajit and all, even coffee is highly thermogenic. Thermogenic means it heats up the system. So people with a sluggish metabolism, weak metabolism, low metabolism rate, coffee will help you. It does more than anything else. Trust me on that. Black coffee. But it can't be your Nescafe black coffee because that is horrible for you. You go to South India, nobody drinks Nescafe. They drink filter coffee. Filter coffee, right? Which is very similar to freshly brewed coffee. You take your coffee powder, which is freshly roasted, right? So nobody's storing coffee beans which gather mold on them. Nobody is storing coffee powder. It doesn't have a shelf life of 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. No, no preservatives. People usually, like what we would do when we were at home, and my mom would do this, she would go buy coffee beans and get them crushed at a local. We used to have these Kerala shops, right? So she would get the coffee powder fresh, and then they would soak it, in water, filtering system that Kerala, all these South Indian coffee that you want to call it, has. And then when you have that, your body reacts very differently to Nescafe that everybody's having. Same goes for tea, black tea, green tea, white tea. They're all stimulants. They will stimulate your nervous system, so not good for sadhana, but very good for health. All of Japan is having green tea, they're full of antioxidants, but maybe not so much when you want to go into deep states of meditation and you're just beginning your journey. So, in my course, it's a no no. Do I not drink all this? I drink all this. Because for me, sadhana has happened over the last 20 decades. I have reached a certain space where I can go really, really, really deep. But is that my life's goal? To leave everything and sit on a mountain and just be in higher conscious altered states? No. I'm running a company. I have kids. I can't follow that all throughout my year. So I set aside months in years. So if I have a whole year, there are 3 months I'll go on my detox. I will be in intense sadhana mode. And then my life goals are very different during those 3 months. Money, earning money is not a goal. Going out is not a goal. Having a hectic routine is not a goal. I only follow that total routine that I give to everybody. Right? But if my goal is to, let's say, get fit, lose weight, muscle tone, all this, then I will do it. and I have kids and I have a home and oh my god, I'm going to need some tea and coffee. Let me be very honest. I do need that little spike. So, can we have a black and white answer on what is good and bad for? We can't have it. Anybody who creates that is is giving a very warped description of sadhana, warped view of life. And I will also tell you this: is yoga everything? I mean, your yoga practice, your sadhana, is it everything? Is it everything? It can't be everything. It can't be. Not in this setup. Not in grahastha. Not in if you want career goals, if you want to be fit, you want to look good, and you want to, modern life as we call it. Can sadhana be everything for you? No, you'll have to give up a lot of your external goals. But should you know how to be a yogi? Yes. Yes. You should know how to not need coffee. You should know how to people, work, money, anything. You should be able to sit for a few hours every day and really go deep. Is that the only way? No, that's not the only way. So, food choices will depend on a lot of factors, and it's a slow journey, everyone. Don't think you'll get there today. Don't think it'll happen today. It didn't happen instantly for me. I didn't even understand that food was a thing. In my 20s, I didn't even know. You have to think about food because your metabolism is so high. You don't even worry about food in your 20s. Don't worry about all these things. You eat whatever you can get your hands on because your body can digest it. Right? It's only when you hit your 30s, suddenly the body is not working like it used to work a few years ago. You were approaching your 30s and then you were like, wait, I can't drink that beer. I can't drink that wine. It's taking me a few days to come back. I can't eat these foods. I'm gaining weight faster now. Earlier, I could eat two naans, three naans. Oh God. And now I can't eat. Get bloated. My stomach is showing. All this starts happening as we age. Food also has to change as per your age. Do we always need to live in hunger mode? No. So these are the things that I want to discuss, guys, and I will give my experience. What was my experience on non-veg food? I was a gym person and a yoga person, both, and I was an athlete. I was a basketball player. I used to participate in races, so I was very very active physically like that. Okay, even now I love physical activity. I love playing sport. I love running. I love doing all this. I enjoy physical fitness, body's ability to do things, to climb, to trek. I love all that, right? So weight for me comes in the way because weight means excess body weight, which I've got in the last 2 years, means that I can't use my body the way I could use it. Right? So I'm not a big fan of body weight. To be very honest, I'm not a big fan of obesity, whatever you want to call it, right? Body acceptance. I don't believe in all that. I believe like loving your body means making sure uh, your body is fit. That's real love for the body. Keeping it healthy, keeping it fit, keeping it active, giving it the kind of activity it wants. Now, what was non-vegetarian food? Because when I would eat dal chawal roti, I would feel very hungry very soon. Whenever I would eat non-vegetarian food, I would not feel hungry. Whatever. So I actually, out of my family members, they're all vegetarian. 90% vegetarian, 99% vegetarian people in my family. But my brother and me, we chose non-veg. A, because we were both physically very, very active. We were taking part in athletics. And non-veg feeds nourishes the body a certain way. Also, it gives you some kind of physical strength. Okay, to be very honest, it gives you satiety, satiates you, makes you feel fuller. Dal chawal roti was not satiating enough. You felt more hungry. You wanted to eat more and sooner. It made us lethargic because it's soul food, right? It's comfort food. It's what your mother's cooked, your dadi's cooked. But is it the best thing to eat if you want to do sadhana or athletics? No, because sadhana means being alert. Athletics mean being alert. So both dal roti sabzi combinations, having 3 meals a day was not working. Not when you want to meditate and not when you want to run a marathon. Okay, so we discovered certain things. So we became the only non-vegetarian people in our family, and everybody shames you for that in India. Oh, non-veg khate hain dono. All that. Okay, life goes fine even with non-veg, right? Now let's come to the next part. Then we realize that when we sit down to meditate, non-veg is having a huge impact on your brain, on your mind, on your thoughts. It's giving you aggression. It's giving you a lot of aggression. It's giving you a lot of unnecessarily uh, active body. Unnecessary. Now your body does not need that much activity. Your body needs rest. Your body needs stillness. Then non-veg is coming in the way. Non-veg is also giving your muscles unnecessary bulk that you don't need. You're not a weightlifter. You're not running for Olympics. We just wanted enough energy to run a race. Didn't want to become bulky. So non-veg was giving a little bulk. Not to everybody, right? It gives bulk. So there are a lot of research on all this. And I started experimenting. I said, okay, fine, let me try the sattvic diet. In that sattvic diet, I came down to the Navratra thali that we get in India. And the Navratra thali is very different. It has no, first of all, no grains. I discovered this. I said, wait a second, my family's got vegetarianism wrong. They are so grain oriented. And grains are lentils, grains. Lentils are grains. Rice is grains. Wheat is grains. All these are heavy grains that we're consuming. I said, wait a second. Why are we not eating all this during the Navratras, during those 10 nights of the Devi? Why are we not? Why are we not eating all this? Why are we eating things like buckwheat, which is kuttu? Why are we eating this particular thing? It's called samak, or in the mountains we call it jhangora. Why are we eating a lot of pumpkin and this? And why are we eating? Why are we drinking like buttermilk? Fruits. Why are they saying you can have falahar? Fal ahar, that means a fruit diet. You can have some milk, but don't eat grains. I said, that's very strange. And this is what this guy is also saying. The bulletproof coffee guy, don't have grains. I mean, he's saying eat lean beef, which I don't agree with, right? Because it has a lot, there's more to killing animals than just, I mean, it depends, right? What level of life you want to live at, how deep an experience of life you want to have. So the vegetarian sattvic diet I tried as an experiment. Now let's do this. Let's do 1 meal a day. And they also say fasting. So vegetarian diets are heavy on fasting, heavy on millets and these alternate to grains, huh, by the way. Alternate grains we have. We don't have grains, not even millets. Not even millets. Still, they are coming to all these light. And what I saw, everybody, here's my experience on the sattvic diet. Inflammation went down drastically, bloating disappeared. You know, this I used to get like redness on my skin, especially these areas. I had very sensitive skin, sensitive to heat, sensitive to products, sensitive allergies. I had allergies. All allergies went away on the sattvic diet. No onion, no garlic, no grains, no lentils, no none of all this. And suddenly I'm eating only one meal a day. One meal a day. So it's one time that you eat all that. During the day, you can have fruit, you can have, let's say, some yogurt, you can have some buttermilk, all that is okay. And cooking in ghee. I cooked all this in ghee during that time. My vegetables cooked in ghee, the way the Navratra food is done is all ghee. And I noticed that my allergies went away, my inflammation came down, my bloating went away. I was feeling lighter, I had more energy. So there was something off with heavy grain diet. So the yogis are not saying eat 3 meals a day. Now let's come to what the yogis are saying. The yogis are saying, A, you're eating too much. So it's not just vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Even if you're non-vegetarian, I will say the first step you should do is come down to one main meal a day or two main meals a day. Let there be a big gap between your meals. You'll immediately see a shift in your energy. Eating too much is putting too much of a burden on the body. Eating 3 meals a day is killing you, literally. We say this in India, we have a saying. Uh, if you eat 3 times, you're a rogi. Rogi means someone that is going to have a lot of diseases, illnesses. If you eat 2 times, you're a bhogi. That means you're here for pleasure. You're only a pleasure seeker. If you eat one time, you're a yogi. I was like, huh? Why? I love food. I'm a foodie. We celebrate all this. We say all this stuff about ourselves. I used to say this too. I'm going to marry a foodie. My person needs to be a foodie. No, no, that's as per the yogic community, you're going to suffer if you're a foodie. You know, that's abusing the body, literally abusing your body. But I love food, mana. And I love food, guys. I'm telling you, I love food. So I came down to the one meal a day. And one meal a day means in that meal, I give myself the liberty to eat a lot of carb, protein, fats, everything I need. That's my main meal, right? Of course, when we do the course, I give you a breakdown, I give you a sample nutritional diet for intense sadhana. I also tell you how you can tweak it for, and I'll tell you what foods worked for me. Yogi diet, call it, gives you a lot more energy, but because yogis don't care about how they look, you don't become a necessarily good looking person, but you become a good person. On the yogi diet, you become a good person. If that's your goal, to be a good human being, then the yogi diet is for you. If you care more about looking like a good person, then I don't think my diet is for you. Okay, because I don't look good anymore. Do I look good? I probably looked way better when I was younger. But that was because I was eating, to be very honest, grilled chicken, grilled fish with a little bit of salad. Was I a very peaceful person at that time? No. No. My inner world was very chaotic. My thoughts were not so much in my control when I was eating those foods. But when I changed my diet, I became a much better human being. My habits were more in control, my control. My thoughts were more in my control. And if we go back to Krishna, Krishna was one of the people who really brought sadhana and yogic to the country and to the world at that time, right? So Krishna is very heavy on dairy. Krishna really, because Krishna understood one thing, guys. Uh, there has to be a substitute for non-veg because he's dealing with warriors. Na? Krishna is dealing with warriors. Warriors cannot eat salads and soups. They need physical strength to fight. So Krishna is saying, eat dairy, have your milk, have your paneer, have your makhan, have your ghee, have your yogurt, have your buttermilk. You will get enough protein from there. Don't kill the cows, don't kill the animals, man. You'll get enough. And if you really go to Haryana, that's where all this was usually stemming from, right? Kurukshetra is there in Haryana. And I really look at those diets, they're very dairy oriented people. They love their. I have some cousins from there, and they are big built, tall, buff, fit, and they drink liters. They drink milk in liters. They directly go and fresh milk that the cow is taken out, cut, they will drink. They don't eat, they don't kill cows, they're not eating non-veg. And they are very fit. These are the guys who've made it to your army, they've made it to your police forces. You know, these are the people. Because you do need it to a certain degree, right? Is it the most intelligent food? No. No. So the food is substituted or designed based on what your profession is. Were warriors, all the Rajputs, all the kings, were they really using their intelligence? Were they? No, they were using their brawn. Bhim is picking up his gada and he's like, "Oh, kill you, kill you, kill you." This is what the Rajputs, the warrior community is all about. They're for yudh, they're for war. They're about bulk, they're about power, like physical power, like that. So the diet is very, very oriented like that. Now let's shift to people that are, let's look at Bengal. Bengal is all about intellectual prowess. So they're not telling you drink milk, drink all this because you're not going to get that one. But Bengal is heavy into fish. Fish. And Bengalis have great skin. If you look at most of India, you compare the Bengal skin and hair. You can't compare it, guys. I'm married to Bengali man, and I see his Bengali family. You know, there's a lot of fish. Skin speaks for it. You can't compete. But is a yogi concerned about the skin? No. Yogi is concerned about the highest connection with the divine. Yogis are not concerned about good hair and good skin. If you are concerned about that more than your sadhana, then the yogi diet is not for you. Okay? So I saw similar thing in a lot of fish eating communities. Great skin, great hair. Lot of coconut oil Bengalis use. Lot of oiling of the hair, oil, sarso, mustard oil to cook. All these will also help you. Even if you're not major fish eaters, start eating mustard oil, but not when you're doing sadhana. Then I don't advise mustard oil. Because when we're doing sadhana, we don't want to eat foods that give us too much energy, restless energy, rajas. Rajas is, come on, let's get stuff doing, action. Sattva guna is not about action. We don't want to be lethargic. We don't want too much aggression in us. We don't want too much heat in us. We want to be cool. Cool. We want to be more in the surrender mode. We want to be more in the flow state. We want to tap into higher intelligence. So much about physical use of the body as much as they are about the higher cerebral centers that can tap into higher states of consciousness. So the food really changes. So when I changed my food and I went to sattvic food, which means no onion garlic, no non-veg, not even too many grains, everybody, I'll be very honest. Not I don't eat dal because dal has a lot of carbs. So I figured out chana, roasted chana, powder that and I use that to make chilas and I eat that because I need my protein. I do care about how I look still and how I feel, and I need a lot more energy. So I eat this big a bowl of salad, which is mostly a lot of lettuce, basil leaves, parsley, olives because it's good fat. I get olives. I eat a lot of olives in my salad. I do like cheese, so I'll be very honest. I put a lot of feta cheese on that. But when I do sadhana, no cheese, no milk. There are months I go off all these things in a year. Do you need to do this all around the year? It's a choice, to be honest. It's a choice. A lot of people never touch dairy. I'm not that person. I have paneer because I need protein. I also want my hair and my skin and everything to look good. I am not absolutely in that yogic state. I'm not there. I cannot live there. I'm being very honest. When I have tried to achieve those states, it has costed me a lot, right? You cannot focus on your children then. You can't focus on the grahas too much. This is my honest, I'm admitting this in front of everybody. But I've striked a balance in my life. Some months in a year, I give myself necessary deep, deep sadhana that I need. Throughout the day, I do have moments where I can be deep. So, how many meals do I eat? 70% of the time in a year, it'll be one meal. 70% of the time in a year. 30% of the time in a year, and I don't see it on a daily basis. Yes, I eat other foods. I do go out. I eat my pasta every now and then. I eat my spaghetti because I have a family, I have a husband, we do all these normal things that most people do. Because to live like the yogi, a lot has to be given up. That is the bitter truth. That is the honest truth. You have to be ready to give up everything else. And it's achievable. I've achieved those states through food. First step is food, guys. First step is your food. So, what do I eat? Then I have a bowl of raw sprouts. Raw. My salad is raw. Everything is raw. There's almonds, there's soaked walnuts, there's soaked raisins, there is all this lettuce, cheese, there is a lot of raw food. But then there is also a bowl of steamed vegetables. Then there is also a besan chila, and maybe there's paneer. And I take my time to eat all of this. There are lots of chutneys, right? I take my time to eat all of this. And this satiates me because I've eaten a little bit of everything. I've had my spicy chutney, I've had my bowl of salad, I've had my besan chila that gives me a feeling of fullness with, like a roti, but I don't eat rotis, I don't eat rice. 6 days in a week, I don't touch these foods because they bring lethargy. I don't eat onion garlic 6 days in a week. One day I can eat it on a Sunday because we'll order some food and I'll eat that on a Sunday. Maybe once a day. Not that every single Sunday will be like that. But yeah, if I crave something, I will have a pizza. And the pizza might have some onion garlic. It's okay. I'll pay the price. But it can really pull you down energetically. Non-veg, no way. We'll never touch it. We'll never touch it. It's too much of a price to pay just for a head fit body. It's too much of a price to pay for taste buds. I will not do it. I have seen the difference in me when I've been non-vegetarian and when the dreams that you get. You can't kill and take life and then go to higher conscious states. I don't think I can do it. I can't. So I will live with a little chubby body because I'm eating a very carb heavy food. I'll live with it. I'll compensate. I'll do yoga. I'll do my Surya Namaskars. I'll take time to get back to my lean body after my two deliveries. Obviously I've gained a little bit of weight in the last few years, but I'll take curd. I have. It depends on your prakriti also, right? We all have a tendency. Some people digest curd, some people are not able to digest curd. If you can digest curd, take it. I take it sometimes, not every day. I only take fresh curd. So I don't like too much. I do like cottage cheese and I do like feta cheese. I prefer cheeses to milk. So I take cheese a little bit, right? So I've made and I don't eat varieties every day. Let me also give you that the body cannot handle too much variety. It's too much for the body to, it's too much confusion for the body. Body has to do too much more work, then I can't focus on my brain and my other higher things I want to focus. So at least for 1 month I will eat the same thing every day. And usually it lasts for a month, after a month I change because I think the season changes. I get bored, but usually for a month I will eat the same thing. So my 1 month was only eating a particular type of chilas, only eating loki, only eating. I eat at the same time every day. This is very very important to minimize the confusions of the body, to minimize the work of the body. Yeah, fermented foods, I love fermented foods. Kimchi. I do fermentation at home also, so we make kanji, right? But little bit, guys, again, because all fermentation, all everything increases rajas, but it's good. So not too much. Cheese comes under fermentation only. It's similar process of making cheeses, but not everybody. It doesn't suit everybody. I don't care if it suits me or it doesn't suit me. That's one addiction that I'm not leaving yet. I cannot live for too long. I can go months without cheese, but I cannot go a whole year without cheese. I can go weeks without cheese, but I cannot go months without cheese. You get it what I'm saying? So I take my body off milk products for some time. But then it's something that I love, 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 and I am willing to live with that. So salads and cheeses, and I love the Mediterranean diet, vegetarian version of the Mediterranean diet. So I have a lot of peanuts, not too much because I get an allergy if I eat too much peanuts. It gives me like an allergy kind of a thing. So I eat a lot of nuts, soaked almonds, walnuts, Brazil nuts. I have a lot of nuts and seeds in my diet: chia seeds, flax seeds, uh, cumin, caraway, soft, fenugreek, fennel, like a lot of, like, I make these decoctions. I'll give you all that in the course, don't worry. Right? So I have a lot of seeds. I have a lot of millets. Less millets. Actually, I only majorly now stick to besan because I like feeling full, and chickpea flour as well, or sattu gram, roasted gram flour gives us. तुम चले जाओ रौनक, मेरी वेट कर रहे हो, चले जाओ. Gives us a lot of, you know, I don't know, it just works for me. Like that feeling of fullness comes only with besan and a lot of cottage cheese, being vegetarian. Okay, I have a lot of broccoli, I have a lot of mushrooms, I have a lot of vegetables. So, yes, fiber is very important, and I also supplement my fiber because I probably have some DNA issue, man, of hunger hormone is too much. My leptin, ghrelin triggers are not, its switch is gone off. Maybe because we were overfed. So when you overfeed your children, when they say no, we're not hungry, and you still feed them, you are destroying their leptin ghrelin response. So don't overeat, don't overfeed your kids, man. My mother really overfed me as a baby because she thought it was the best thing a mother could do. So I have to eat a salad. I have to eat a lot of salad, a lot of veggies, a lot of soaked nuts and all for my fiber, and then also take a fiber supplement. I also, sometimes a month will come where I'll go have like black coffee once in a day. When I have to do too much work. But I also want to do my sadhna, right? So this is how I've managed to create a balance. I have chosen the sattvic diet. I have removed grains. I've come down to one meal a day. It's only after my delivery that I'm eating 2 meals a day, guys. And those 2 meals are also not whole, complete meals, mostly salad in the evening and with some veggies or a soup. Day is because I need a lot of energy throughout the day, right? I have a lot of talking to do. I have little kids. I have a lot of physical work that I need to do. A yogi usually does not do all this much. They're mostly just using their mind and higher intelligence, right? Most of their work is about not too much physical work, and they don't care about how they're looking. So they can look like skinny and bones showing. They don't care about that muscle. I do care about it. I really do care about how I look. I still want to fit into my dresses. I want to go back and fit into clothes. I want to lose my stomach fat. So for that, I probably need 2 meals right now. And then gradually, once I'm back in my element, I will come back to my 1 meal a day. Right? Yes. Yes, guys, Yogesh. They mostly sit for 6 hours. Body is not active. So if you have an active body, I will say I can't eat too much food because eating too much food gives me brain fog. It makes me sleepy, sluggish, and I have a lot of mental work. So I will eat now at 11. Then my next meal will be at 6, and that's it. In between, there's nothing usually. In between, maximum, I will take a juice or lemonade or green tea or maybe a cup of black coffee if I need it some days. But I will make sure I add coconut oil in it because coffee can be very acidic. When you put coconut oil or you put ghee in it, it becomes, it doesn't harm your gut. So he has hacked the way to have coffee. Listen, and you know what? Experiment, man. Really, you got to find your own thing. Nobody on this planet can give you a diet. You have to tell your nutritionist what works for you. And they need to work around it, right? So, anybody has any question? Quickly ask me. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Yogesh, for the brain fog, I don't think I have found anything other than black coffee. I have tried all these detoxes. They don't really target brain fog because brain fog happens for very many reasons. Everybody, especially vegetarians, welcome to brain fog. A vegetarian diet and a yogic diet most likely can give you brain fog. A yogi doesn't care about brain fog because he doesn't want to use the brain too much only. They just want to go into a space where you don't need to use that part of your brain, which is the logical logical brain. Brain fog means you can't use your logical brain. Yogi is not caring too much about the logical part of the brain. He doesn't need to solve any problems. He doesn't have to figure out Canva. He doesn't have to give a presentation. They don't have to do all that. Yogis don't have to do all that. There are the people doing all that for them. And if you are that person that is working for a yogi, then you need a lot of active brain. You cannot be a yogi and then work for a yogi. Sorry. if you have jobs, you guys, please eat smarter. Use your brains. Get rid of the brain fog. Get a vitamin B injection. This is what I really take. I mean, very honest. Because a vegetarian diet cannot give you that much vitamin B. Aloo is the worst way, and potatoes have a lot of vitamin B. Eat a potato, drink potato juice will give you some amount of vitamin B. But potatoes make you lazy. And a lot of vitamin B's are missing in vegetarian diets. And vegans, good luck to you. Good luck to you, even trying to use the sharpness of the mind. It's very difficult. I've been vegan, guys. Oh my god, I got the worst. I gained so much weight on a vegan diet. Because vitamin B's are very important for energy. So, you know what I do now? I just get an injection. 3 months in a every 2 to 3 months, I do a course of vitamin B shots, B12. If I need B6, I will supplement. I do supplement. That's a price I pay for being a conscious being. Okay, you have to pay a price. There is no perfect world. I will not eat the chicken, but I will destroy myself a little bit. I would have just eaten the chicken and got a lot of all of this, or eaten the mutton and eaten the soup or the paya or whatever everybody is having, right? Bone broth. I don't do it. So I have to really work a little extra hard. I have to supplement because vegetarian sauces do not give you enough collagen. They will not give you collagen. So you know why? That's why all vegan women are in the dermatologist office, because vegetarian sources of collagen, they are okay, effective, but not that much. There's a reason why all of Southeast Asia has great skin. They're all eating fish, seafood, all these broths, all these soups. Bengalis, they're all blessed genetically because they're eating all that for a long period. DNA is adapted to that kind of food, right? So you will probably need to go to the dermatologist and get a collagen booster facial or something, man. It's okay. So don't feel guilty about these things because you are choosing a conscious food diet. It might mess your skin. You might need some products to fix your skin. Don't feel guilty. Or eat the fish and the seafood and all this and then get great skin. It's a choice. It's not black and white. So I will see you all in Chakreshwar on the 28th, where you will get a little diet from me, which is my biohacking method for sadhana only, to really hit the high spiritual states that yogis hit. Okay, food is the first step. See you all tomorrow.